wander up the North Furrow, as it's called, the road between Waterdeep and Golden Fields, and you are greeted by a few armed men, guards, obviously. I need to move my notes to a different monitor so I can actually goddamn read them.
Who needs reading?
You're destroying my immersion. Come on.
Right? I know, huh? Kind of how I roll.
Get it? Get it? Because we roll dice.
Says the ghost
That's a
face
natural.
dart.
Just getting that out of the way early.
Good job.
Not promising.
These are the things that I need. Yeah. All right. So you're stopped obviously on your way in and asked kind of your business. The man that stops you introduces himself as Hantanis, the Castellan of North Furrow's End. And he kind of puts his hand out behind him and kind of gestures to this massive fortress of a gatehouse that is where the road ends. You can see a massive wooden door with a portcullis in front of it, about 40 foot tall and 20 foot wide. The wall itself is 60 feet tall. Solid stone. It looks a little weathered. It could probably use some maintenance, but it's still strong and...
Is it like broken in the areas, or is it intact?
No.
Like,
No, it's intact. It just looks like it probably needs to be like remortared. It looks like it'd probably be a little too easy to climb in its current condition. Like,
Okay.
kind of the water has kind of laid bare a lot of the stones, so you can get a lot of handholds. But besides that, it's still strong and functional. No big deal. It's just a little old.
I'm going to nudge Tyrannus. Looks like they're compensating for something.
And the wall stretches as far as you can see to
Immigrant
the
problems.
northwest and southeast.
So we heard
about-
that you were having some giant issues.
He cocks his head to the side and nods. Says, "We have, and who are you?" He's
Somebody who likes to take care of giant issues.
he's an impeccably well dressed man, but he's a little. He's already looking down his nose at you. He's very curt,
It doesn't bother me.
not polite. All right, that's fine.
I'm not offended.
I'm too oblivious to notice.
All right, he asks if you were expected or if you were, and then he kind of trails off.
I don't necessarily know we were expected, but we definitely come to help.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? Are you standing in silence?
My name is Tibble. Or Tibble. My name is Tyrannus. This is Tibble.
Woo!
Byron.
Displacers!
And Fairy.
We are all Tibble.
We just came from. We hail from Nightstone.
Who are we talking to right now?
You were talking to
The Castellan of this.
Yeah, of
place.
Goldenfield, of North
Goldenfield.
Furrow's End.
Oh.
Or, sorry, not North Furrow's End, but of Goldenfields. He runs, or he is charged with running the castle or the fortress that is the gatehouse into Goldenfields.
I'll let them know who I am, as I have alliances with them
Okay.
through Emerald Enclave.
All right.
Let them know I have friends within these gates.
That's not my home.
All right. Yeah. You've been here. You served at least a year here not long ago, which most members of the Emerald Enclave do at some point. And you drop the name of the abbot. Is Abbot Ellerden
Name dropper.
Durovic. He is a ancient by any human standards
Now drink your juice.
man. He's very kind and patronly.
He's almost like
Still-
my
he's-
grandfather, you know.
Great grandfather almost. By all accounts, and nobody has any reason to lie about it, his 105th birthday is coming up, and he still occasionally takes some time aside to work the fields and tend the cattle just to make sure he can, basically. And he's, by all accounts, a fantastic man that does his very best to keep every single member of the city of Golden Fields, which is up ahead, as safe as possible. He really does treat them all kind of like a flock of sheep.
Well, I know we have to tell somebody that somebody died.
Yes.
And we have to... I know there's giant some kind of
As
giant.
I remember correctly, you have somebody's parents' tressum following you around? Begging you for food occasionally? And sleeping,
Oh, yeah,
flying cat.
sleeping in the bottom of your
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
bedroll?
I can't. Puss.
Yes, Puss, right.
That's his name.
It's gross.
Okay. I wasn't
She
questioning
doesn't
it.
like its name.
It's gross.
That's
She says
acceptable.
it's gross. I think it's appropriate.
Well,
It's a cat.
appropriate or not, it's still just gross.
At least it's not us.
I don't have to say it so filthily, but that's part of the fun. And so we also came to, because there's food here, right?
Cocks his brow again. He's like, who did you say
Like-
you were?
Oh, I also have business.
I don't think there's food here.
I also
I mean,
have
Golden
business
Fields.
with
Well,
the clerics of Goldenfield for the Nightstone.
Yeah, see,
Towards down Nightstone. Okay, yeah. So I forgot about that. We were in the middle of that. So
I'm just gonna take a step back and not say reads.
Alright, you tell him your name. Let him know that or you're familiar with the abbot. The abbot, more importantly, is familiar with you.
Giggity. I hit my brain the wrong way.
Yeah, they had relations.
All right then.
That's canon. That shit's canon.
It is now.
Fairy slept with the abbot of this place.
That's 105.
Yeah,
much younger
go
than-
figure.
I could do more than tend the fields.
Well, you're Elven, aren't you, Fairy?
I am, yeah.
But she's
So you could be like 100 and something.
That's no, that's the creepiest part. She specifically said she's basically like child age for an elf. That was
So you could be like 100.
that part wasn't canon actually. That was just character creation like a month ago. 2 months ago. No, Jesus. But she did. I don't remember. That's
Yeah, no.
So the
character
abbot knows
details.
you
I have
went
no idea.
That wasn't
Back to the
happening.
relevant game details.
I think that's relevant. We can use that to our advantage.
Or like I slept with his son or some shit like that.
Is that what happened?
Well, either way, we can exploit it.
One white or black mana.
all I know is sex sells,
Not
so we need to
extort.
find some sex and then sell it.
You be the first, we'll go for that.
So once you kind of explain your situation, let him know that somebody's expecting you, because indeed they are. He records all of your names, asks you, of course, to keep your weapons close about you.
We wouldn't keep them anywhere else.
Yeah, they don't necessarily frown upon people carrying weapons because they are way out in the frontier. But
Right.
using one may or may not get you executed.
Yeah, they're kind of... It's like Old West style justice.
Pretty much. They are in the Dissaran Valley, which is straight like cattle rustling country.
Bugalo.
Why not? That seems like a terrible idea. Actually, now I can think of several reasons why not immediately.
Because we're all gonna go get a bunch of Bugalos.
Nope, you're not.
All right, well,
Bugalos.
which
Where are they?
It's from Futurama.
I have a flying squirrel.
Sure.
That's not a Bugalo.
It's like a beetle.
Named Bugalo.
I do
beetle
not want
cow.
a bugalo. They're
which one of
freaking
us
huge.
has to? Which one
I'm
of
an
us
elf.
has to have the weird chick buffalo?
I think
Bugalo
that if you have to
follows-
ask a question, you already know the answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like a volunteer to me. But he
I
does
get
ask
pretty
that you
well.
go straight to Harvestone Abbey,
Yeah,
or
sure.
Harvestone Abbey, which is right up the road, about 2 miles, and check in with the abbot or his staff immediately, just because he is a little concerned. There's like
I will indeed go say hello to my friends.
4 heavily armed
Do they look
Because
threatening?
they-
Or
herdsmen.
Because he's not being
that?
specific about where we go after.
they're not looking threatening at all, are they?
He doesn't, certainly not. But there is, I mean, a considerable force of defenders nearby. They have as you kind of enter, there is, like I said, the massive portcullis in front of you. 60 feet above you, at the top of a wall, there are arrow slits, very thin arrow slits that you can see from here. There are definitely arrows on the other side of those arrow slits.
Okay.
A lot of them, actually, but
I'm gonna
the-
move my hand a little further away from my hammer.
but like I said, they're not aggressive. They're cautious, I guess would be the way to put it.
Either.
They are, like I said, they are very much in the frontier, and I mean, at least not right now. It's wintertime right now, so all they really have in their cellars is the seeds for the next year's planting, but which will be coming up soon. But in the summertime or the late summertime, they have literally millions of pounds of food here. It's literally like what feeds the cities of the north. Having like, you know, 1,000 cattle roaming the Forgotten Realms, you won't have 1,000 cattle long. So you need places like this. Yeah, the road is actually quite long through wheat fields on both sides. The enclosed walled area is about 20 square miles. Actually, I can show you the map briefly. You can kind of see. It's all fields of various kinds, with the city in the middle right here.
Curds and whey.
Something like that. So yeah, it's actually, so once you're inside the walls, you're let in through like a small, not like the massive like portcullis doors, but like a small man-sized door next to it. And it closes behind you. What would you like to do?
Well, we'll indeed definitely go to the abbot.
Yeah, we don't want to keep that guy waiting.
All right. Then you do. Hustle up the road. Like I said, it's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles before you reach the town.
Is it just fields the whole way?
Yeah, it's fields. You do pass by. Yeah, it's all fields of either livestock or
Wheat, corn.
wheat
grain.
mostly. When you approach the town, the town is actually made out of these concentric circles of roads filled with longhouses. On the southern edge of the town, there's a huge grove of all kinds of fruit trees and mixed in with other oaks and cypress and standard trees. And you can see actually a rather peculiar sight just here from the road, right off the side in a small park. There is a medium-sized oak tree, probably 50 foot tall or so, and it is slowly lumbering around the outside of this forest with about a half dozen young children hanging off of its low-hanging branches, and they are squealing with joy, and like they're like, you know how kids freak out when they're pretending to be scared, basically. And the tree is kind of lumbering around, pretending to shake them off, and obviously having quite a fun
I'm
time.
gonna use my divine senses on the tree and the kids
Okay.
to see if they're fey or evil or
The
anything.
kids are evil. The
They are
tree's
none
fine.
of those things.
Okay.
Well, I guess actually the tree might be considered fey. It's not. Actually, no. The tree is an awakened oak tree. Awakened as per the druid spell.
My druid in the other game I'm playing just got that spell.
Yeah, and he
I
is
fully intend to awaken something with it.
Goldenfield's oldest resident. And he likes to spend most of his time just playing with kids.
If
Not
he's
far
not
up the road
Taco.
past
He's not
this,
over here in charge. He's not.
Yeah.
Over here.
yeah, not far up the road past this little grove.
That is awesome.
You reach the Harvest Home Abbey. It's by far the largest and most extravagant building in Golden Fields. It is a massive temple to Shantae, the goddess of agriculture, to which this place is dedicated. And essentially every corner and every face of the front of the building is carved with either fruits and vegetables, or like cornucopias, orchards, or images of the goddess herself, actually. All out of marble and other various exotic stones.
Excuse me.
Of course, around the edges there are well-tended gardens and a massive stained glass sun directly above the door. The doors are unlocked, or actually, on a cold day like this, they are closed, but they are unlocked. And you can see, of course, people milling about inside. It looks to be pretty busy in there. Once inside, Feyre can usher you guys to where she knows the abbot's office is.
Yay!
There's like nobody that tries to stop us or intercept us.
No, actually, there doesn't appear to be actually any kind of defenses or guards inside the abbey itself. There's just
So they're really kind of banking on the wall, but
a few dozen acolytes is about it. Yeah, you don't really see any, like, you haven't yet seen a patrol wandering around or anything like that.
It's
I
all
guess I'm
good,
just-
they know me anyway.
I guess I'm just looking around in awe because this place sounds beautiful as hell.
Yeah, it is pretty.
it sounds like Nebraska.
If Nebraska had an awesome wall.
And a tree that walked around would be awesome. Molesting kids.
Mhm.
I always assume.
Besides that, just cornfields and churches. That's it.
That does sound like a Nebraska kind of place.
Hi, Becky.
You are ushered into a fairly modest office. It's large, but not extravagantly furnished. And you see the abbot himself, an ancient, but still he still stands upright, and he still has a strong voice. And he immediately sees Feyre and jumps up to greet her with a hug and says, "That I wasn't expecting you. What are you doing here?"
Well, I've been just from Nightstone. And me and my friends come looking for information as well. How are you doing? Seems to be... The walls seem to have taken a bit of damage.
He gestures, when you ask how he's doing, to the pile of maps, notes, and other scraps of paper on his desk. Says, I've been pulling my hair out all winter, waiting for the spring to come. And you can tell he's referring to the giants. A lot of the maps on the table are of the nearby area, and have kind of X marks, we've looked here, basically all the places that they've scouted out within the miles nearby.
I'm gonna kind of study the map.
Alright, I'll give him a brief run-through of what we discussed with the cloud giant that we met. I have, a great memory, so I could draw some shit out. Write
Yeah.
down a few more of the finer points for him.
Of what? What information specifically?
Some information that I found while I was looking for, just general information when I was looking through the Giant's books. And then, didn't we find out a bunch of stuff from the Giant himself?
Actually, you did find out. The one thing you did find out.
I learned quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. You
My
found out.
backstory.
And you speak Giant as well, so...
You found out that the giants and their massive dam complex, like their dam fortress,
The dam.
Grudhog, up the is the source of both the giant attack and the river being dangerously low this time of year,
So,
threatening to not irrigate the crops this spring that would feed literally millions of people.
I guess what we need to know is what you can tell us about this dam that's popped up.
It's literally the first he's hearing of it. He kind of stammers at you throughout this whole story of Zephyros and his tower and the things that Zephyros learned through his both his scrying and his contacting other planes for information.
And yeah, we'll tell him about the dam apparently, because he doesn't know about that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a little disheartening that we know more about it.
Yeah, he says that he's been, they basically been locked in all winter. They haven't had the methods to scout any further than a day or two from Golden Fields until just very recently.
I guess it'll be easy enough to find him, though. We just follow the dried up river, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly, and that's kind of why his mouth drops open, is because you basically just given him an X marks the spot, more or less.
So, we're definitely thinking about... Well, I can't speak for everybody. I don't want to speak for everybody. But I have a personal stake in this.
Well, this is like my kind of shit. I'm already allied with them, more or less, so I'm, of course,
I'm
going
gonna
to
look
do what I can to
look
kill
the old
the
man
threat.
in the eye. I'm gonna go, do you need me to kill some giants for you?
He smiles. I have been sending letters to every corner of the north, telling every sellsword exactly that.
I'm gonna kill some
I'll be
giants
like,
for you.
you'll like my friends, Mr. Abbott, sir.
Great,
I'm
my
going to
mailbox
clasp
at
Byron
home
on
will
the
be
shoulder
full.
and be like, Brother Byron, I think it's time for some communion.
Oh,
I'll definitely donate the wine.
Oh Jesus! No, I think they actually just eat them. I don't think there's any transubstantiation. They just literally
Just
eat
to
their
keep
blood and
warm,
body.
yeah, we're gonna be in the mountains.
Uh,
Dude, I actually found some peach wine that is, oh my god, fantastic.
stuff was
Peach wine.
It's
Yeah.
like 5% alcohol though, so it's more or less just
It's-
juice.
pear, actually.
Oh right,
pear.
pear.
Yeah,
Pear.
the
Some kind
last
of-
one was mango.
Yeah.
I don't know.
mango wine is good.
They're fucking delicious. But
What do you think, Tibble? Do you think you can handle fighting some giants?
You guys saw how big they are, right? Like,
Yeah, we're fine.
Believe me, I know how big they are.
Okay, but have you seen my mace?
but have you seen?
plural maces.
Hmm. Well, I'm not gonna say no.
Yay!
I'm gonna have to level with you here, Temple. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I intend to seek out and kill every single giant I possibly can. If you're gonna ride with me, there's a very real chance you're gonna be in some real danger.
Oh, I was hoping you'd go. You're gonna die with me. It's just.
I think that's
cliche.
kind of the implication.
Well,
I just like
I'm
red.
real brave.
I appreciate
So-
and respect you too much to just go on and pretend like I don't have an agenda here.
It seems like this will solve other problems besides just your personal vendetta. I think we should do
This
it
time
anyway.
it happens to align. I'm just saying that in the future it might not be so easy.
All right,
Dun dun dun.
I'll remember.
Let's bash some skulls.
Right, that got heavily right there. Right. So I'll let the abbot know what came about in Nightstone. How we basically I rode out the winter there and need their help revitalizing the fields.
I was doing
I
push-ups there
brought the
like
payment.
every day.
All right. Yeah. He's really happy to hear of the project. Essentially, like he's always looking for opportunities to expand out of Golden Fields. So that's one of the things that Golden Fields and specifically the what Emerald Enclave. That's what it is. The Emerald Enclave do is they seek out these places that are struggling farmers essentially, and
Yeah, Nightstone can really use help right now.
yeah, and they,
Exactly.
being druids and clerics of the goddess of agriculture, come in and just kind of fix that shit.
And I'm throwing in some of my own cash, but the town is also throwing in the rest.
Yeah,
It's
Nam's
all covered.
Nam is fronting half the bill out of the town of Nightstone's coffers, and the other half is Favory is fronting personally.
Sweet.
I knew there was a reason we put him in as mayor.
Well, I mean, it's
Because he's so
definitely
handsome.
it definitely will benefit them. It's basically the only thing that will keep them from starving to death in the near future, probably. Or succumbing to the Zentarum. Those are basically their two options.
And the thing I like about this is it'll make it more permanent. It's not like, oh, this might work. No, this is gonna fucking work, and it's gonna go wrong.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
you
chuckle and go, well, I couldn't do it. I'm bad at math.
And also, throughout the winter, I've been able to druid craft and mend a lot of the damage done to homes and whatnot. So they have a good restart.
because mending is a cantrip that takes 1 minute to cast. What the deuce?
Just-
As it should be.
right?
Yeah.
Mending's a great cantrip, too. You
It's a
all
lot
kinds of-
better than it
you do all
used to be,
kinds of
that's for
fucking
fucking
things.
sure.
I read an article one time about like the 10 greatest uses for mending. I'll find it and I'll repost it.
So I'll ask if there's a place that my friends can either rest or work on their chosen perspectives. Like I'm sure Byron and Tyrannus are gonna want to go practice their sparring.
I'm definitely eager to seek out and strike at this dam. I think that our best
Well-
option is to strike that dam down, and then I think that'll flush them out.
Well, we gather supplies. Like I would like to see
Yeah, but
if there are healing potions here or not.
That would be supplies. Would be definitely.
the abbot smiles at your enthusiasm to strike out at these giants, having gained more information in the last 10 minutes than he has in the last probably 3 weeks of gathering all the reports that he could find of giant activity. And says that he's put out requests to every city within 200 miles, or posted in every tavern within 200 miles. Any sellsword that's willing can come to Golden Fields, and I will personally pay for their room and board. And in the case of a giant attack, I will pay anybody willing to defend Golden Fields from that attack. And since then, in the last week, people have been pouring in a dozen or two a day.
Oh boy, are me and Tyrannus ready to do it for free.
Giggity.
These people are being employed to defend Golden Fields. They are being posted on the walls, and
We are
That's
going
what
to go
That's what they
sort out
should be.
the issue.
We're gonna need a lot more people on
now,
those walls.
granted, that was mostly because he didn't know where the hell to put them until recently.
I still think that's what they should be. I mean,
And
if they
the
want to
snows
send
are
one
still
through
deep
with
enough
us-
that, you have traveled a solid 75 miles, 100 miles north, and
This is where we let me ride first with my elk, so he carves a path for you guys.
yeah, you guys are kind of riding the edge of the melt
I'm on your elk with you.
to where
Yay!
you guys,
That's right.
if you guys
We're
were to
riding the
push
carpet.
forward at your maximum speed, you would very, very quickly catch up with the thaw, or pass the thaw by, I should say, and end up in real bad weather. Spring hasn't exactly come to the north.
So
The
we have to
far
plan
north
for
yet?
that, too.
Yeah, so heading north up the river is going to be quite a trek for another couple of weeks still. Something that for instance, 4 or 5 strong adventurers could probably manage, but 400 or 500 soldiers certainly couldn't unless they were veterans and well equipped. Which
Definitely sounds like
the
a
defenders
task.
of Golden Fields are neither
Yeah.
of those.
You mean like those orcs?
Yeah, those guys could have done it totally.
Those bitches couldn't even get into Nightstone.
Right?
Well, they did.
They
did.
yeah. Well, I guess
Just the
only
good
got-
ones.
Yeah, I was
They-
gonna
we
say only
kinda
like
Just a little
10 of
bit.
them. That was so ridiculous.
It was great. I don't know what you're
I
talking
enjoyed
about.
the hell out of it. It was fun. It did not, as D&D so often does, it did not exactly go down as I had intended.
You're welcome.
Yay for group storytelling. My
Yeah.
plans don't mean shit.
It's always
So,
a shame when you plan something out.
I
and it
guess
just kind of
supplies
falls
is the
apart.
next task, right? We
That's
need to
fun.
get warm clothes and we need potions to heal.
Yep.
And we need to see if anybody wants to come with us. Because having help is always a good option.
Well, I
And if
think I know
there's cell swords
someone
around,
who
there might
I
be
need to
something
go
there.
talk to. I can go talk to her, see how she's doing.
What was that?
Nothing. Continue.
No, what were you saying, Fairy? Who are you gonna go talk to?
A girl I know.
Oh, right. We had discussed
Can you
this
get supplies from her?
Yeah, actually.
Then
I don't know if you
Byron
guys
and I
remember
will
the
go
last of-
see Tibble. Me and Tibble, because me and Tibble never pair off. We'll go see if we can get some cell swords to join up.
Yeah, I'm
Aw.
pretty
And then
charismatic.
Byron and Fairy can go and get supplies. Is that okay?
Sounds fair to me.
Yo,
The person I'm going to see. Well,
Unless you don't want Byron to go with you,
Spoilers.
Byron can come with us.
that's
If
good.
you'd rather go alone.
I could stay here and do like a lot of push-ups.
If you feel like
No, no, I want his help is fine. It's cool.
I was gonna say if you feel like you don't want us to meet this friend of yours.
new like world
No,
I'm
no,
sure
you're
Tibble has
definitely
one
gonna
that
meet this
doesn't
friend
want
of
us to
mine. She likes meeting new
push-ups
people.
in full plate. I want to see that. It's like
What do you think I did in Nightstone?
So yeah,
Like
we'll
all winter.
split the party.
Eh,
Everybody meet back here at
No.
some point in time.
That's why I got
Oh,
+2 to my strength.
Some designated preordained time.
you guys decide to meet up at North Furrow's End, which is actually right up the road. You passed it on the way here. It is the only inn in Golden Fields.
That's probably where I imagine that's
It's convenient.
where people head.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
where
And just
find
as a
them.
reminder, guys, my character always smells like flowers.
Sweet.
Always. So like, it should be fairly easy to find her in a bar or something.
My character usually smells like blood.
Thank God we have me to cover that. Hey, Justin.
It's like a slaughterhouse.
Pencil case. Big one. Nope.
The bigger one. Alright. So you guys split your two ways. Tibble and Tyrannus. Where to?
The brothers T. I think we should just head to the end.
Alright.
That's
I
fair.
mean, that's where we'll find the cell swords. They'll be at the end. Unless we want to go to the walls and just take some random people off the walls, but I don't know.
You're coming with me. Dead or alive.
We need your tallest, thickest guys. You look like you could take a couple arrows. Suit up.
Yeah, you can afford to be chopped a couple times.
Maybe we could just bring the tree.
That's an idea.
Don't you dare say that in front of Fairy.
Well, you're not here.
I mean, if we ask the tree for help and it wants to help, why wouldn't we let it help?
Fine question.
We're
So,
saying this as we walk into the bar.
So, North Furrow's Inn is the only other even remotely lavish building that you see. It's 3-story stone, like flagstone building. It's, again, hundreds of years old, very fine construction, and as you head in, you realize that it is, or immediately, that it is immaculately clean.
Is
Nice.
this the inn?
Yes.
Yes.
Love this place.
You didn't come with us, Byron. You're with Fairy.
Ha!
Wherever we go, love that place.
The common room is most of the bottom floor, which is very sizable. It holds about 20 long tables. Each table probably seats about 8, maybe 12 if you scooched in really tight. 8 people comfortably. With a long bar at one end that looks like it seats probably about 20 people. At the far side of the room from the bar is a stage, and on the stage is a halfling singing his heart out. It takes you a few moments to realize to kind of piece it together, but he seems to be just singing about the beauty of Golden Fields itself.
Is he good
And,
at all?
Let's find out. Yeah, actually, he's quite impressive. You've probably seen better, but best you've seen in quite some time.
Is he here? He's a halfling, you said?
Yes, he's a halfling.
Is he like How does he stack up to Tibble?
I don't know. So he is rather round in the belly and in the face. He's fairly tall for a halfling. Extra, like, halflings are known for being a little ruddy in the face. This one is extra red in the face, as he is quite drunk. In fact, he has a large clay mug in his hand right now with an embossed like stalk of grain on it. And he's kind of raising it and sloshing it as he sings. But like I said, he is still quite skilled, and
is there anybody else in the
his
bar?
lyrics are clever. What was that?
Is there anybody else in the bar?
Oh yes, there are lots of people in the bar.
Are they all just like farming types, or are there any like other adventuring types?
Most of them appear to be adventuring types, as it is morning time. Despite this halfling's state.
Well, what do you think, Tibble? The halfling's pretty good.
It looks like there's
He's
probably
drunk,
about.
though.
It looks like there's probably like 25 people in the room right now, and most of them in small clusters.
The fact that he's been day drinking is a little discouraging.
I don't
Not
know
even day
how.
drinking. It's like 10 a.m.
I don't know how a performer is going to help us.
Well, I mean, I've heard tales of bards being exceptional in combat.
That's true.
You can also see
How about a perception
a
roll?
table of go for
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
Is that going to help?
Like for what?
We'll roll some-
specifically, if you or
Looking for adventurers that might stand out a little bit more.
I'm gonna focus more on the bard specifically and see if like I can notice anything about him. Can I use my divine senses on the bard?
yes, you may.
I'm gonna use my divine senses on the bard.
It was a 19 plus.
19.
Nice.
We'll see if there's any fae or undead or anything in the bard.
Where is
Or fiends.
perception? Wisdom. Yeah, so 23.
All right.
Celestial fiend, undead, or full.
I'm getting cereal. I'm getting cereal.
He's getting cereal, guys. I
Super
hope it's
cereal.
cookies.
Okay. Tibble, you kind of size up the room, including this halfling, and you can see the halfling is basically unarmed. He doesn't appear to have any like scars of any kind. You don't see any signs of combat of any kind. In fact, his nails are actually very clean and well kept, and so is his hair, oiled. and his clothes are spotless, and he
So
doesn't
he's
seem like he's
probably
probably ever even
not
worked
the
a day in
kind
his
of
life.
So I'll turn to
He's
Tyrannus and
just an
say,
entertainer.
I'll turn to Tyrannus and say, no, if Byron was here, this guy would just pee. He's not useful to us.
Okay, so here's a plan. We'll just take some time and scan the room, and then we'll just get the most likely candidates we can together. And when Fairy and Byron show up, we'll choose them.
We'll jump him.
Yeah, and then we'll just take their shit, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
Whichever
All
one.
right. No. Wait.
So that's what me and Tibble will just scan the room and check the people for Byron and Fairy.
Yeah. So you also
That
see like a table of men, all of them in matching scale mail, their helmets off and on the table, swords leaning against the table as well, all of them with a cup in their hand, all talking not suspiciously quietly, but obviously to each other and not to anybody else. And they definitely appear to know what they are doing. The other group that catches your eye are two men. They're both at the bar. One of them is in kind of a dark, almost a robe-like cloak, but below that you can see a black leather set of studded leather, a black set of studded leather armor, and on his belt a pair of long, nasty-looking curved daggers. And his friend seems to be similarly attired, but not quite as lavishly. He is wearing just some plain leather armor. Why am I having a problem with that one right now? And has a pair of long swords and
I'll
a
look at
crossbow.
Tibble and I'll be like,
They look more like the rough type. They can definitely handle themselves in a fight, but
do you think
maybe not
those
the most
guys
lawful
are some
fellows.
It would be hard to know from here. I could try.
I'd say if they're not,
got like a
Zentara,
23
they're exactly what
on
you're
something,
looking for.
Yeah, it was a 23. Yeah.
They certainly look like the kind of fellows that would excel in the Zentarum, but they are not wearing any outward signs of the Zentarum, and
That's
they
good.
don't appear to be advertising anything like that. They definitely just appear to be kind of street people, essentially, that got good with knives.
And my divine senses, they weren't evil.
I didn't say that. Sorry. The one with the long curved knives, you can tell is distinctly evil, yes.
And what about the table of gentlemen?
You get one hit off of the 5 of them.
We
I'll
should
count
probably.
I'll point out the ones that I'm reluctant about to Temple.
The ones you're reluctant about?
Yeah, the evil ones.
Yeah, okay.
Evil.
I don't want to travel with him, and I don't want to travel with him.
That's fair.
Any of the rest of them, I don't mind.
Alright.
So, the other thing that I never got to. When you come in, you see the barkeep is hard to miss. He's at least 6'10". He has a huge barrel chest, and he is covered from every inch of him that you can see. His face, arms, and upper chest is covered in long white hair like a shaggy dog. Though his features, he does appear to be completely human. Actually, show you a picture of him now. Think about it. Have you ever seen like the quote unquote the Wolfman that was in like Guinness Book and shit like that? The brothers from yeah. It looks like those guys, but white hair instead of black.
Weird. That's the other evil guy?
No, that is the barkeep.
Oh, the barkeep.
Yeah, and he is not evil.
Well, he looks awesome.
So he's just an old beast from X-Men?
Sure.
I'm thinking the tree is a better and better plan, Tibble.
You know, he used to be a carnival attraction that went
my
by the
God.
Yeti, but his name is Miros.
Well, you know he's traveling. What do you say? We get the tree in the car and you can get out of here?
So,
Yes.
Byron and Fairy.
Such unsavory people.
Only a few genuinely unsavory.
We just need somebody to
Alright.
distract the giants so we can kill them.
That's a good point.
Yeah, right. Somebody
So
for a
I
giant
went
axe to get stuck in while you.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna. Me and Temple are just gonna sit here and brain stew. So you should go and skip to the other.
Yeah, we'll jump to them for a bit. So, Byron and Fairy, what are your intentions once you leave the abbot's office?
Well, I'm gonna go see my cousin Tuesday.
Is it cousin? Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember. Obviously, you guys remember. At the end of the last game, you guys wanted me to make an NPC. I decided I would make an old friend of Autumn's, or of
Nice.
Fairy's, because this is the Emerald Enclave, and why not?
That's hilarious that she's getting the NPC and we're the ones looking for the NPC.
I know. That's
Yeah,
why I was
just
like.
wasted our time again.
It's a good thing I don't like any of these people.
Yeah.
Granted, if you wanted to grab like
I'm thinking about seriously asking that tree if it wants to come.
A tree?
It's awakened. It's
I don't
it's
know
an
what-
entity.
I'm not familiar with the spell.
oh, well,
Awaken is
bust it out.
It gives it
Yeah,
sentience.
I'm looking it up right
Yeah,
now.
it
makes
just
it-
makes a tree alive. Like, well, I mean, alive in the animal sense instead of the
But
plant
it can
sense.
move around and stuff because its roots grow.
It changes from the plant domain to the animal domain.
Yeah,
So Byron,
And I mean scientific domain, not like.
but it becomes your friend for a while too.
how are you enjoying our adventures?
It's really pretty here. But I've been itching for a fight since winter.
Well,
So
that's fine. Let's just bottle all that up. We will totally use that soon. Enjoy the comforts while we have them.
Yeah, right. Awaken. After spending the casting time tracing magical pathways within a precious gemstone, you touch a huge or smaller beast or plant. The target must have either no intelligence or an intelligence of 3 or less. The target gains intelligence of 10. The target also gains the ability to speak one language you know. If the target has a plant, it gains the ability to move its limbs, roots, vines, creepers, and so forth, and it gains senses similar to a human's. The awakened
It
beast or
just
plant
becomes
is
a
charmed
person.
by you for 30
Thinking.
days.
A thinking
That's
being.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just alive now forever.
You can do it to
Forever?
animals too.
Yeah, forever. Yeah, and exactly. Like he said, if you do it to an animal, I mean, obviously animals are alive in the typical sense. I don't know. Alive is a weird word. In this sense, at least.
It's
If
not
you
about alive. It's about
awaken-
awaken. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
if
about
you
stupid
awaken
animals
an
becoming
animal,
smart.
it gives it an intelligence of 10, and it learns a language. If you do it to a plant, the plant gets all those things, but also gets the ability to move around as though it were in it.
But they also all get their own personalities. So
Yep.
there's that. It was.
And what happens if you do it to a bow?
It has to be a
Technically,
plant. or
Yeah, it has to be alive.
But the ant was alive that I
Yes,
carved my
hypothetically.
bow from.
Do you really want your bow to have a personality?
We will cross
Possibly.
that bridge when we come to it, maybe.
can we make, if we decide to give the bow sentience, can we make it a sassy black woman?
That's racist.
It was from an obsidian black
Is it
tree.
It's because it's black. Is that why?
Fine, a
Probably.
sassy woman.
Because it's
I
a
don't
dark
care.
bow.
Alright, so I'll
God
tell
damn
Byron
it.
we're off to see my cousin, who is in service here. I don't know when her time is up, but I'd
Oh,
like to go see her.
they swap on literally the dead middle of winter. I don't remember the name, but there's a festival name there. But it was about a week and a half ago, so she's free. You actually find her moving out of what was her lavish apartments. So, she is... I don't know where her character sheet is.
I think you have it.
She is a Waterhavian noble. Essentially an aristocrat. Yeah, I gave her Waterhavian noble and courtier as her backgrounds.
She's
So
a
she
high
is
elf.
like super good, or she can cut through all the red tape. She knows exactly how all the bureaucracies work and how.
She's a bureaucromancer.
She's a
Yeah,
bureaucrat.
exactly.
She's
Exactly.
a lawyer.
And she knows who's in charge basically everywhere. She is
Well,
a
that's
member of the court. It's of the Waterdeep court specifically.
I
but
feel
that
like
really
you could have
includes-
some really good use of that.
Yeah, magic
Um,
lawyer. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, she is.
Well, I am a sage. When you needed help finding those papers for Lady Nandar, who the hell do you think I went through?
That's a good point.
Yeah, basically.
Fair.
I mean, that's.
Fair.
Are we
Uh,
there? Like, have we met her?
No?
Yeah, so you guys,
Just
yeah,
now,
the
me
two of
and
you
you
are
are
just
meeting
coming
her.
up to what,
Yeah, you're
what were
meeting
her
her.
apartments as she's having her stuff moved out of it. I'm trying to remember. The apartments were over the top of a building, and I can't remember which one it was. Not important anymore. But it is like a massive two-story apartment building, fully furnished, beautiful, like noble style, because this position that she held is reserved for a noble of Waterdeep, and it is essentially the liaison between Waterdeep and Goldenfields, because, well, Goldenfields is what keeps those people alive. And one of the many things that keeps those people alive. She's been serving under that or in that role for about a year. Or for a year. Her time was up a little more than a week ago. And now that she is moving out, she's happy to get the hell out of here, basically. And as soon as she sees Feyre, she turns around, a look of both, like, kind of recognition first, and then joy and relief in her eyes. She seems very happy to see her.
Yay! Very happy to see my cousin as well.
And
Wait.
immediately... What's up?
So,
What to do with the
Feyre is like this very... Oh god, I don't know how to say this without sounding weird, but my descriptive terms are bad. She's a very soft-looking elf, right?
Yes, I would assume. Well, I don't know. What are your stats?
I think it fits your
Kind of.
character.
10,
Okay.
16, 14, 14, 17, 12.
She looks agile as fuck.
Depends on how you want to look at it, but yeah.
And I'm this
They're
really
very, like, toned and
bulky-
fit, not muscular.
intimidating...
It's
Yeah, the
like
perfect
Steel
fitness.
man.
It's like a
Perfect
fitness
size.
instructor and a bodybuilder.
When she sees you, she takes a moment to greet Feyre, hugs, whatever. Squee, a little bit of that. She takes a moment to kind of sees you and sizes you up and just looks clearly impressed.
Yo.
She turns to Feyre and kind of, so who's your friend?
He's one of them, yeah.
No, who is he?
Oh, okay, well, this is Byron. Byron, this is my cousin Ashlyn. Ashlyn Byron.
Yo.
So she's kind of enamored with the armor and the weapon. She's been stuck doing the Waterdeep thing for her whole life, and this year sequestered basically on a fucking farm in Nebraska has her sick of it. And she's ready to go adventuring, and at this point she's super happy to see adventurers. Like Fairy doesn't look like your typical adventurer. Sure, she has a bow, but like Byron is what Ashlyn thinks of as an adventurer. Like a dude with scars and armor.
I'll ask her if she has a moment to accompany to a bar to meet my other friends and have a drink with me.
Absolutely. She turns to the people that are moving her equipment moving her stuff and starts to like tell tells them to continue doing what they're doing, like delegates to somebody that's already.
They're like
doing it.
muttering under their breath when she walks away.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
You can tell
son
that
of a
she's
bitch.
definitely used to like being in charge. She acts the part as she kind of lets them know that she's leaving.
I'm gonna.
Gives
How
her
good is this
final
girl's hearing,
command.
and how far away is she?
She's an elf,
Yeah. So she's got 20 years.
so she has. You will at least know she has
Elf hearing.
she's proficient in persuasion.
Hearing.
Ooh, never mind.
Or in. God dang it.
She's also a
Perception.
politician.
My brain is in multiple places at once. I'm trying to like. Anyway. Yeah. So anyway, she is a mage. Or
Ooh.
sorry, a wizard. They did away with the term mage, and it makes me sad.
Excellent.
A magical user.
She's specifically a diviner. Which is the one that I was talking about. How I thought luck dice works. You get to roll 2 dice after a long rest
Right.
and record them, and you. And I rolled those last night when I was making the character, and she got a 20 and a 4.
It was funny as hell.
Yeah, I rolled the big black dice, and I was just like, it was literally the first one was a 20. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I totally expected a 1 on the next roll. It totally would have just made sense. And then it was a 4, and then I'm like, alright, I like that better.
Yeah, she.
So
is not
Byron,
proficient with any kind of armor, so she has 13 AC.
how are you reacting to her adoring eyes at your armor?
I mean,
Adoring might
I'm
not
not-
be the word, but you can call it that if you want. She's just,
Are you gonna
like I
like
said, she's
shine
excited to
it
see
up
it.
or polish it?
now I'm gonna think she's looking at some kind of like blemish on the armor, so I'm gonna look around to try to see what she's looking at.
Start trying to clean your armor with your mace.
He just beats himself to death.
Get it up! Get it up!
Yeah, I'm kind of standing there completely oblivious to her looking at anything. My
Alright.
mind is somewhere else.
Yeah, she
Even in D&D, he's got no game.
Well, I mean, yeah.
the attention quickly turns back to you as you guys walk back, and she kind of asks you about your adventures, quote unquote, adventures.
Well, I tell her I now own an estate, you could call it, in Nightstone, as I am now a Thane of Nightstone. I'll tell her about the recent orcs and some of my friends she will meet.
All right.
As she's telling her about the friend she's gonna meet, I'm going to whisper slightly. You're gonna like Tyrannus.
She obviously hears you, but kind of pretends she doesn't. She's not sure how to react to that. You guys walk into. I keep wanting to call it Harvest Home. That's the name of the abbey. The inn. And you can see Tyrannus and Tybalt sitting at a table, kind of sizing up, like visibly sizing up everybody in the room that has a weapon. Like,
There's like visible looks of disappointment on her face.
yeah.
I'm
exactly.
aware that like they were coming here for the purpose of bringing someone back to like roll with us, right?
Well, that was their
Yeah.
intention.
That was the plan.
All right, so I'm going to slap my hand on like the back of his armor and go, find anyone good yet?
No. In fact,
Ugh.
that was
As
too.
I sit down with Ashlyn, I'm going to say loudly, what are the good things to order for lunch?
Lunch?
She answers genuinely anything. It's all fresh, all year long. Even
Oh,
in the
hi,
winter.
favorite. How did it go?
Well,
How-
a bit
how's
more
Elizabeth
successful than
your
it seems for you. Everyone, this is my cousin Ashlyn. Ashlyn, this is Tibble, Tyrannus, and Byron, you've met.
So you
So
see.
this is the one you talked about supplies with?
Supplies? Hey.
Yep. Totally.
She is the supply, as in she might be going with us.
Oh. Well, that's...
She
but...
smiles and says, "I certainly."
Well,
intend-"
that's hilarious.
I don't know if we can eat an elf.
I nudge Tyrannus.
I don't
I
think
sure
that's
can.
allowed. I mean,
I'm gonna use my divine senses for the third time today and see if...
Wrong kind of
she's-
supply, sir.
She is definitely not evil.
Okay. Is she celestial?
She isn't.
Okay.
She is a high elf.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ashley.
And she is short even for an elf.
Oh my god, she's itty bitty.
Yes.
And that is how my character is going to refer to her from now on.
She gets it from her mother's side.
And how do
She
you know
has-
Fairy? You're, like, related?
They're cousins, yes.
Cousin?
That is, yes.
They are cousins, babe. It's not racist.
It
I
might
don't
be.
see how that.
In game,
Makes
I
it-
hope he said that to Byron.
That happened.
Done.
It's canon now.
Yeah, so she is tiny. She has an 8 strength, a 17 dexterity, a 10 constitution, 18 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 15 charisma.
She's more agile than you, Fairy.
Yeah. But I can kick her butt in a strength contest.
So if you're going to join us, Ashlyn, show us a trick. Show us something you can do.
I'm gonna nudge him. I'm pretty sure that's racist towards wizards.
Alright, she...
Byron, I'm going
Classist.
to explain to you why you're wrong later, but right now, the adults are
She's-
Hi,
talking.
Becky.
stands up and kind of takes on the
Adults are
affectations of almost like a street, like a corner or a street corner. What are they called?
Well, I can think
A
of
carnival fortune teller. There we go. She takes on the affectations of a carnival fortune teller, essentially. Mysticism and all this, and says, "Open your mind for me." And she reaches out and touches you on the forehead and casts a spell. And that spell is detect thoughts.
Is it only
So
on
what are
him?
you thinking, Till? And you kind of hear that. And she says specifically that as she touches your forehead.
I'm just surprised. I probably was waiting, and then I'm surprised. I don't know.
So, so she touches your forehead, and you kind of blank, waiting for something to happen. And you're like, "What? That's disappointing."
Yeah.
And then she asks you a question. She asks,
Are you sure you're not picking up Byron?
Yo.
She says, "Tell me a secret," and I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me, because when somebody is reading your thoughts, once they're in your head, they can lead your thoughts by asking you questions and things like that. Subliminally. Did you roll a 1?
Womp womp.
That's fucking awesome. Okay.
Flavor-wise,
Uh,
this is perfect.
Yeah,
When
right?
she says, "Tell me a secret, Tibble," your mind immediately flashes back to the last genuinely shameful moment in your life. What was
Oh
that?
no. I'm imagining like
It doesn't have to be like the most shameful, the most recent, really shameful moment.
it was in Nightstone. There was this toilet. It was a bad time.
There were 2 people on top of it, just going at it, dirty as shit.
That would be being as humbled as I was in front of the fuck was his name? The
Zephyros.
cloud giant? Yeah, Zephyros.
Okay, yeah. Your mind immediately flashes back to being in Zephyros's office and being completely unable to approach him, speak to him. Like, the idea of getting near him made you unbelievably uncomfortable simply because he was so goddamn large.
I slept in his napkin.
You did that.
I saved his ass.
I couldn't get on the table.
Yeah, Tibble
Oh,
basically sat out of that whole encounter because he was so nervous about it. As you remember, all he said was he just carved his name in the guy's table. Like, that was it.
Sometimes I wish I could
And
feel that kind of intimidation and not just the burning hatred.
Oh no, the clouds were comfy though.
He was a nice guy.
Because they're basically stone. Like, in your armor.
Just like the church.
So, do you think you're up to the task of killing some giants?
She takes a moment to really think about it. She doesn't, like, eagerly just tell you yes because she wants to go. She stops and thinks for a moment.
I like that.
Ka-chow.
I've
Reality chop.
never killed a monster before, but I've spent the entirety of the last year studying how to kill monsters.
Well, if you want
Well,
practice,
survive monsters at least.
I'm gonna look her in the face as I slap my hand on the table and I go, once you pop, you just can't stop.
We did just kill like 37 guys right before we came here.
You did that.
Yeah, if it weren't for me, you guys would still be in fucking blood.
She says.
It,
She turns to you and says, "Would you like a test of another kind?" What do you?
to me?
Immediately,
Yeah.
Or did I-
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I'm
sorry.
convinced.
I immediately
If they
stand up.
vouches for you, that's good for me.
Well, thank
That was
you.
all I needed to begin with.
I look her in the face and I go, "You want to wrestle?"
I'll ask her if she has a mount.
No.
I shrug.
Does
How
she have
about
a mount?
pick up your hammer?
I have a mace.
Yeah, mace.
she's new to this.
She casts a couple more spells. She kind of, arcane gestures and whatnot. Just take your best shot.
At you?
Yeah.
Like on purpose?
Come at
I'm
me.
in-
She
Okay.
stands up and kind of steps away into the open.
Like, shouldn't we take this outside?
Before you finish
Ah,
your
I'm
sentence,
sure
like,
it's fine.
okay, and so I make my attack roll.
Alright, so she's cast mage armor.
Sure.
She uses a reaction for shield.
So she's got AC for days.
So that brings her AC
Guys,
to
really should take this
21.
outside. I don't like all this
22.
staring.
For one attack. For one round, actually.
She also has a bow.
Well, she doesn't get hit by me. I only got an 11.
Round anyway.
An 11? Okay.
I'm kind of glad.
I didn't actually really
She had
hit her.
one last trick if she had to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she could reaction teleport. She has Misty Step as a spell, which can reaction teleport 30 feet. Which is kind of great. Yeah, your hammer is stopped dead in the air by pure arcane force.
And
I
this,
sigh
why
like,
would she use to help us?
And she goes from like supreme confidence, obviously cockiness, to a moment of pure fear, to relief, back to that cocky confidence.
That's battle.
I
Yeah.
immediately sigh, very relieved that I didn't actually hurt this very tiny woman.
She's practiced all of these spells many, many times, but that's the first time anybody's ever tried to hit her.
The next time it's going to be a lot bigger and a lot more aggressive.
That's what she said.
That was a risk because I know you have like.
I'm going to kind of
6 or
subtly
plus
give
7 to
Bayron
hit
a high
now.
five.
I'm currently at +6. Yeah.
So there was like a 20% chance or so you would hit her.
Oh god, he would have
But
hit
then
her.
again,
He
like I
was
said, she can
bursting
bring
into
it Misty
tears.
Step.
So yeah, okay.
I only like to hit people who are trying
Welcome
to fight
to the
back.
group, Ashley. But we need supplies, so and you're supposed to help us with that.
she looks at Bailey questioningly.
Yeah, somebody said you had snacks. I don't
There was mention of warm clothes and
need some
healing
snickety
potions.
snooks.
She will know where best to get them around here, so.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So when do we leave? Shrug.
As soon as possible.
Tomorrow morning,
Well-
I'm thinking.
Yeah, we might want to wait till tomorrow because you just wasted a bunch of spells fighting Byron.
With that, I turn back to the table. I'm hungry.
Good, food time.
You don't have to ask permission to eat, Byron. We alright. We went over this a couple times.
Oh no, it worked in the army.
You have your own gold now.
Oh right. I got paid for that last thing I did.
You did. You
It's hard to
definitely
adjust on life on the outside.
You weren't.
Well, normally they
inside.
fit you at the church.
You actually
too.
got well paid, so that's something I always have to put into perspective for almost everybody I play D&D with ever, is that like somebody that has a good job that works hard might make a silver piece in a month. So 500 gold pieces is enough to live like a king for a year.
Yeah.
Easy.
I only had 25 gold pieces.
That's apparently still
So,
very
just
much
so
money.
you know, because you donated yours to the town, and
Where you know.
That was very fun.
Damn.
I won't accept that.
I like it.
Were you talking about Nightstone by chance?
Well, I can't stop her, but damn it.
Yeah, I donated on the time.
I am talking about Nightstone. The mayor allotted some of your,
She did say she was going to start trying to talk with an accent.
All right.
She'll just cycle through accents until she finds one.
I like it.
That would be great. I would appreciate that. Actually, that would be fun.
A different accent every time you talk.
I want to
that's
make
what
Byron
I say.
Jamaican now.
Did you guys watch the PAX South game? I know it's active.
I haven't seen it yet.
God
Don't say
damn it.
anything. I'm going to
I
watch it
won't.
probably tomorrow.
Okay,
You
do
definitely-
that.
It's good
please.
stuff. It's good stuff.
So happy. Alright, continue. My apologies. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Five.
You caught me off guard there, alright?
You definitely got me too.
You just
Like,
whip out a southern accent and expect people to be all, like, not shell-shocked by it.
that and she
Right.
drew out the town, and so like it was
But it was a good one.
definitely enunciated. Yeah, good. GG. Proud of you. We're gonna put that accent on the fridge.
Frame it. Put a little star sticker on it.
It better be blue.
Blue in the sky.
Green.
All right.
Green flames.
Sometimes.
In game, as she said town, I'll think back of my mom's.
What?
As she said the word town, I'll think back of my mom's in my hometown.
Where's that?
I have completely forgot. I saw it on the map when I was writing out stuff, and I can't remember what it's called now.
So I completely forgot what I was doing.
I think it was Waterdeep.
That's where his temple was. Hey, you guys were starting to make plans for provisions for cold travel.
Yep.
I thought I was
Travel
eating.
bad. Oh, that's
Yeah.
what Byron's doing.
Byron was going to get some food.
I'm gonna buy like an
Buying-
entire turkey.
Well, depending on where we're going, I can
As
always talk to my parents.
Your parents are here too?
No, but I can message them and see, like, if we pass an outpost, what we can get.
That might be
Dig it.
not a bad option.
Both her family and Tibble's family run merchant companies at this point.
Well,
Of different, both of different kinds, but both of
we
very
definitely know where to get supplies from then.
Uh-huh.
And they both, if I'm not
Indeed.
mistaken, they're both centered out of Waterdeep.
Yeah, that's where the
Mine
main
was set more towards Neverwinter.
Neverwinter, okay.
They
There's now a
handled-
small one in Nightstone.
Yeah. They kind of spread out to the old road and then went south.
Mine are kind of going north.
I think that's what that road is called. I don't know. I look up a map.
Yeah, I think for Byron, I
Either
need to
way.
start going an octave lower.
They are here, though. Anyway, sorry. I keep getting distracted. Golden Fields is well equipped. You guys can get whatever it is that you need here.
We're gonna do trail rations.
Yeah, food isn't a problem, especially. That's the one thing they're good at. So, especially here, like I said, at the inn, the food is always fresh year-round. The people of the town actually eat out of glass longhouses, like, of greenhouses. So they can grow basically whatever they want year-round.
I like spring, because that's when you get the smoked salmon.
So, for like,
Literally hurting me.
My brain!
I'm gonna have Puss come up and sit on my shoulder.
Oh, come on.
I'll give him like
Alright.
a little bar peanut.
His real owner
I'll
lives
give him
here.
something off of Byron's plate.
So actually, his real owner actually kind of is up in the air because this cat belonged to somebody's parents who lived here.
Oh, and they're
But-
dead.
Yeah, and
He probably
he's never met it. He's never met the animal.
Yeah, I
You
think
were asked to deliver the message and the cat simply because it didn't have anywhere else to live.
I think it lives with.
Yeah, it lives in Tyrannus's bedroll now.
So I've
Likes to
given
hack
this
it.
cat an entire like turkey leg. How much would that cost, by the way?
So you have, first of all, you have some shit at your disposal now. You have some reputation at your disposal, first of all, as Thanes of Nightstone. Second of all, you are here as guests of the abbot, so you are being given room and board. Third, Feyre is an honored member of the Emerald Enclave, and this is an Emerald Enclave stronghold. Fourth, Ashlyn is a Waterhavian noble, and her family is incredibly powerful and well respected, and essentially anywhere she goes, she's given, or her and her entire group is given world-class treatment, essentially, given star treatment.
so. We
So
run
holding-
this shit. Is what you're saying.
So, if you wanted to, say, order a Thanksgiving feast, that is a thing that you could do. And paying for it is optional, but probably polite.
I have I have a small pouch of gold coins in my hands. Like, so
I got it.
how much is this worth?
I got it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna make the giants pay for it.
Oh, they'll pay for it.
My actual god.
So yeah, if you wanted to buy a downright impressive meal for everybody at the table, it might cost you a handful of gold coins. Like, say, 4 or 5 gold pieces for as much as you could eat or drink. We're talking like a table full of food and drink.
And I want a bottle of wine to go.
Like 6 courses, each pair
Oh.
of the wine. Like,
As she says that about the wine, I'm gonna hand her the other thing of brandy that I have from the inn that I took
oh right,
from Nightstone.
From Nightstone. Yeah, actually.
I'm not gonna tell her where I got it from though. I'm just gonna hand it to her.
Hiding the good shit from me? I thought we were friends.
So you guys have connections, you said? Like, you guys can get shit done.
Yeah. What do you need? I can get shit.
I have only one real piece of inventory I need before we go. I would like a set of full plate.
You want full plate?
That's a little expensive, but I can see what we can do.
Because I don't care about my money, I'm immediately going to stop him in his tracks and like, whatever you need, bro, I got you. Although I'm also probably going to spend all of this money on that full plate. For
Full
you,
plate is
because I
actually
love-
about 3 times what you have, I think.
Full plate
Unfortunately.
is 1,500 in the book.
Yeah.
As you say how much the full plate costs, I'm going to look at him and say, never mind.
So anyway, Feyre's family, their trading company, their merchant company is specifically built around adventuring gear, turns out.
So
There we go.
if you wanted,
adventures and stuff.
so if you wanted to send a message by magic or by, flying animal of
Oh,
your
he
choice,
doesn't want to say owl.
well, it's not always an owl.
Sometimes
Most people
it's
use
cat.
ravens, actually, turns out.
Yeah. I'll use my magic raven.
A lot of people use, like, if you're on the ocean, you might use like an albatross.
Because seagulls are stupid and they poop everywhere.
Magical albatross.
Albatross can fly like a few hundred miles in a go. That's the thing. Like,
It's pretty great.
Anyway.
Well, they have to if they're going to
So-
be over oceans.
Quick aside, thing that blew my fucking mind that has nothing to do with D&D. There is a bird that has a migration pattern that is literally a year. Like it goes from the North Pole, and when winter comes to the North Pole, it starts migrating south, and it takes a whole fucking year to get to the South Pole, and then it does it again.
I don't know what bird that is, but I like him.
It migrates all the way down Asia and
You ever
Africa.
heard
I
of
need
a
to get my
giant
details correct because I
snowbird?
don't remember the actual time it takes to migrate. It's essentially it's a 2-year migratory pattern.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we can afford full plate. I'm not saying how you would get it. I'm just saying that I like it.
Oh, you want me to?
That's all I'm saying.
Don't even think about stealing from here.
Just
I'm
saying.
not
All I'm
saying-
saying
nobody
is my
said
birthday's
steal.
coming up, and I
Nobody
need some
said
full plate.
stealing.
All I'm saying
I would never condone
is
stealing.
I'm a rogue in a good party, and it looks like I'm one of the only 2 with morals.
That might be good, because Feyre
Right.
is totally going to stare at him. Like, she doesn't care normally if he steals shit, but in this area, under her reputation, she will straight up murder people.
Well, I'm saying
Time
is,
you
like,
played a
if you
rogue
got some
spy and
clout
felt like
you
the
can throw
paladin of the
around,
party.
or maybe somebody could just loan me a suit.
We
So,
might be able
are you
to do
willing
something.
to hole up a few days by chance? Because if you're willing to wait, that kind of thing can be brought to you. But unfortunately, it's not something they have in Golden Gates.
I'm in
If
no
they
hurry to
can
fight
have it here when we come
20-foot
back from-
humans.
Taking the dam, I would be appreciative of that, but I won't wait. But I would like if
No amount
if
of
it's
waiting
sent
is
as, like,
acceptable.
a reward, something I would gladly
I'm
take
gonna
it.
start whispering to Byron, like kind of pointing at the back of Tyrannus's head and then looking at his maze and just kind of go and make like the sleeping motion for a couple days, you know.
I'm just going to be
Out
shaking
loud.
my head.
Out loud and very oblivious to the whole thing. It's like, yeah, I use my mace to sleep on sometimes. That's a thing I do.
God damn it. So, alright, if you want to try and acquire full plate, that's a roll you can make.
I'll ask Ashlyn.
I
if
can
she
make
knows
it roll,
anything that's around
or
here.
somebody else. Would.
Whoever wants to.
Oh, I will.
Who would Isaiah? It's whoever's procuring you full plate.
If you have investigation, that is a thing.
Hey, I do. I
Um,
rolled an 18, plus that is
Go with him,
22.
I don't know shit. I rolled a 5.
22. Alright.
If somebody needs persuaded or intimidated, let me know.
We can give them money. It's cool.
If anyone
Describe
needs
your-
some religion, I'm your guy.
We need more munchies, damn it.
You're not wrong.
I was just thinking about making popcorn.
I ate cereal.
Oh god, I could totally make caramel corn right now.
Having some popcorn.
I've never had caramel corn with the sriracha popcorn.
That seems like a weird choice.
It is.
I would eat it. So
I would not.
Tybalt, you end up making your way back to the gatehouse. You remember the Castellan, and
Yeah.
he made a point to tell you guys that he checks everything that goes in and out. So if he would know if there was a merchant selling armor or something like that.
Sweet.
Hey, Zach, strong coffee. I made a pot of coffee, and I don't know that I'm going to drink it all.
Oh, I'll be
You
up
should
in
drink
just a minute then.
That's how you'll keep it up. That's how you keep awake.
I also have creamer.
Yeah, I'll come up in a minute
Yeah, keep it up.
for sure.
Keep it up.
Let me handle this real quick though.
Yeah,
Whatever, tell Daddy.
you kind of ask him about it, so you can roll me in roll me in persuasion after you find him. He seems to be the place to go.
God, we were
I
still
ro-
getting a haircut when I get paid.
Roll the 3.
You rolled
Aw.
3, huh?
With my persuasion, that's a 7.
A 7. All right. He essentially doesn't have the time of day for you. It seems. He doesn't take your question seriously at all.
How about I just search his guard post for a suit of armor that's laying around?
All right, you found him in the I don't know the word for it, the atrium or whatever, the
Main hall?
space between the portculli.
Okay.
A
Where-
vestibule?
The gate.
The in-between.
Right.
I'm gonna call it the vestibule.
He's there checking
Called
in
the
cargo.
in-between.
And from there you can
Eternities.
see on one side a door that leads into somewhere. Next to that a staircase that leads into somewhere. On the opposite side you can see a set of double doors that leads into that side of the building. You can see the fortress is essentially divided in two on its lower 2 levels by this room you're in now, this massive entryway, where all of the wagons have to be pulled through. And where, again,
This-
like I said, these 2 giant portcullises can be dropped to defend the place.
Stealing from the town guard is probably not a good idea. I'm not
No,
gonna do
it's
that.
not something we need right now. Anyways, like I said,
Yeah.
if you guys could just get it in the works where like they'll bring it to us, that way when we get done with the Giants, I can come back to it. That'd be awesome. That's
I
more than I
will-
can hope for right
I
there.
will go to any local merchants to see if any of them are selling them. Just
All right,
on
yeah.
my own.
I'm going to roll to see if I can
That'll take you quite some time.
ask
You
the...
start wandering town to spot anyone. So, actually, it
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
take
go
you
ask
long.
the abbot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
That does sound like a great idea.
Yeah,
So the open field right outside of the gatehouse is full of mercenary camps, and you can see one of them has set up a forge and anvil. You can go discuss him. He seems to be a blacksmith.
I rolled an 18. What do I add? Investigation.
Yeah, if you got it.
Yep.
Okay, 22. All right, yeah, you head straight for the abbot and end up coming up with a similar situation. He is at afternoon prayer. As soon as he's finished, he comes out and kind of is surprised to see you sitting in his office. Asks you what you need.
I will explain that we were looking for some gear to help us on our way, and explain what I'm looking for.
Okay. What all are you looking for specifically besides just a suit of full plate? What else do you need for your trip?
We'll need underclothes to keep warm.
We're gonna need warm clothes.
Yeah,
and,
Winter
like,
gear. You already have like solid winter gear. You guys. Oh wait, no, you don't.
No,
yeah,
we
you were-
don't.
Yeah, you were geared up to travel here.
We're gonna need health potions, or potions to help us.
So yeah, warm
I
weather
have
gear.
4 healing potions, so I really don't need healing potions. I'm okay. So it's really only what you
Yeah,
guys.
you each have a giant-sized healing potion that is actually 4 healing potions.
Oh yeah, the giant-sized healing potion. That's what it is. We got the healing potion for the giant.
All right, So we need anything that might help us on this way that he can spare.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever you have that might help.
Wand of Fireball.
Most
Hey,
certainly
guy.
help us know.
He says
Got
he
any
will
of
look
that
around
herb?
for your armor. He will do his very best to find it.
I appreciate
As for any other gear that you need, he points you to. I can't think of the word. Who's the person that's responsible for keeping track of all the?
Treasure?
No, all the like cargo and shit. I can't. There's a word for these things. I suck at this now. Not relevant right now. But he points you to a gentleman who is responsible for
The harbor
overseeing
master?
basically the supply of the town.
Oh.
And
I'm gonna
he
call
is
him Frank.
Treasury.
He is willing to help you out with anything you need: food, mounts, a wagon if you want it, or essentially a sleigh, actually, because it is, like
a
I said,
sleigh would
still
be handy.
fairly deep winter.
Yeah.
We have
I
the
have a
elk
carpet.
we can pull it with, so the elk is powerful.
The elk is a baller, yeah. He would totally. He would like the elk himself would pull a sleigh pretty easily, fairly large one.
I think we
Um,
should definitely get a sled and some rations.
Yeah.
And then he also says that he will have to look around, but he's certain he can find you a suit full plate. He will get it to you by tomorrow morning.
Excellent.
Nice.
And in
Alright,
return, I will kill all your giants.
I'll ask him if there's anything that like around that he needs mending or anything like that, as I can mend small things, and I also
I'm
have
going to
druid craft.
correct.
You know, like
I'm going
half
to
of
correct Tyrannus.
half of the population
We
of
are
Golden
going to
Fields
kill
can
all
cast
yes.
that
of
spell.
Sorry.
He appreciates that.
Alright. I'm just
However-
not used to being so like
You're gonna kill a lot of giants, bro.
in an honored position. I'm used to paying my debts. I'm a druid. I don't usually have money.
Oh, you already paid your debts to these guys. Like,
Yeah. I know.
served them faithfully for a year. I don't know what you did in that year. That's up to you. But
I learned how
Yeah,
to plant
I'm
things and make
imagining,
it
like-
awesome.
and you know they have this like this kind of a culture of being very generous to people to try and guilt them into donating their time to Golden Fields.
Well, it's
Hmm.
working.
I'm imagining like Tyrannus being this very Batman-esque character, always brooding over trying to get revenge for his family, and then Byron's just like, "Yeah, let's go do that. That sounds awesome."
Yeah. Basically, yeah, that seems to be it.
Yeah, Byron has to be in a kind of like a state of shock, because this like nicety and generosity is not something he's freaking used to.
Oh no, they were very nice at the church after the beatings, though. After the
Right.
beatings.
First the beatings, then came.
Morale improves.
I mean, yeah. I was the only one getting beat. I
Regardless of whether or
I did
not
trash
morale
the church.
improves, the beatings will continue.
I did
Um,
trash the church. Some of those statues were pretty expensive. As a
Oh, I
joke.
absolutely think you deserved it. I would have done it. I would have beaten you.
And I appreciate that.
I was pointing that out to him before. That's definitely a lawful evil mode of punishment. You owe me money, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you for a long time.
To
It was
each
only a
their
few
own.
years.
Sounds like a bit of corruption.
I really don't know that much about Cuthbert to judge otherwise. So,
Oh, you
Yeah.
think my beatings were bad? You should have seen our paladin. Ooh.
hopefully I'll get to meet him.
Yeah, all of
He was cool.
all of the provisioning will take you 2 days, during which you guys are provided with a map of the general area, basically everything
I'll look it
upriver
over.
here.
I'll look it over and then hand it to them.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go to bed.